Hi guys, I have been getting a lot of requests to actually show you how to make these. So first step is to actually go into App Store and find Procreate. So Procreate is basically an app for designs and stuff. Yes, it does cost a little bit of money, but once you buy it, you won't have to pay again for it. There is no monthly pays or anything like that. So I personally think that Procreate is really worth it. And if you're into designing and art and want to make some cool things, then you should totally get this. Okay guys, the first step is actually to look up your characters on Google and to get a screenshot of them to put into Procreate. So the characters we're using today, credits to Blue Girl by the way, are Councillor O'Reilly and Mr. Fawkles. This is going to be super funny. So the first most important step, guys, is to select A4 canvas. So we're going to insert our pictures now. So first we have O'Reilly, of course, then shortly followed by Mr. Fawkle. Now, since O'Reilly is going to be our base for this, we can do one more important thing. We need to swap the layers around just like that, guys, and make sure that Mr. Fawkle is facing the right way as O'Reilly. Now comes the creepy part. We are going to rub out O'Reilly's eyes. Really super creepy, guys. So we can put Mr. Fawkles into hers. That sounds so wrong, but trust the process. You have to remember that, guys, okay? This whole time I'm doing it. So right now we're just moving Mr. Fawkles' picture around to try and match O'Reilly's eyes. So this part was really difficult because Mr. Fawkles' eyes aren't very light in this picture I used. They're really faint. You can't really see them. Anyways, so I kind of gave up on the eyes, but you can sort of see them, and started doing the hair. So for this picture, I decided that we're going to include Mr. Fawkles' grey hair, just to see how O'Reilly would really look with Mr. Fawkles', a bit strange haircut, and some of his eyes. It's like Mr. Fawkle got a glow up, basically, so it does look pretty weird. So another important part of this is to be sure we are on the right layer when we're doing this, otherwise we could rub out parts of Mr. Fawkle that we don't want. So right now, we are rubbing out O'Reilly to show Mr. Fawkle behind her. So now comes the tricky part, guys. We've got to blend their skin tones together, and obviously lots of the Kotlc characters have various skin tones, so Mr. Fawkle and O'Reilly could be quite hard, so I'm using this as a challenge for me. If you guys have any more challenges, you can just put them right out there in the comments, just like Blue Girl did. So thank you so much for that suggestion as well, because I think this is going to be really funny, so thank you for that. So Mr. Fawkle, as we know, a very old and grumpy character versus very sweet and young Councillor O'Reilly. So this is going to look super strange, but also terribly funny. So it's going to be a bit like a Tam and Lynn situation. So we're almost finished the blending around here, just to make Mr. Fawkle or O'Reilly's cheeks a bit rosier. There we go. So the blending is a hard process, but always remember, and this is the second time, the hardest thing an artist will ever learn is trusting the process. And it can be super hard. Like for me, when I'm doing this right now, I'm just like, I'm doing something wrong. And always remember to change the texture of your brush. That helps. The one I find is the most helpful for me is actually airbrushing. So if you want to go ahead and do this, I'd recommend starting with an easier one like, I don't know, Sophie plus Biana, because that was a little easier than Mr. Fawkle plus Councillor O'Reilly. So anyway, guys, we are almost done. We're almost there. It's just the skin tone that's really getting me here. I obviously need to fix up the left side a bit more after I'm just dealing with this side at the moment. Okay, so now as I'm fixing up the left side, I actually wonder what this is going to look like, guys. It might look funny, obviously we can see O'Reilly's face is bulging out a bit more. It must be all the ruckleberries that Mr. Fawkle's been eating. Anyway, guys, we are finished. So what we do when we're finished is actually we have to merge down the layers. So once we've done that, then of course we press done and we name it. So there's all of the collections of the Kotlc characters. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Any more suggestions, just hit it out there and comment. Like and subscribe. Love you guys. Bye.